Hello. So this week's sustainability issue focuses on climate change and its impact on agriculture. The USDA has published U.S. hardiness maps, which identify the regions with the best climates for particular plants. An update shows that these zones are shifting northward and have shifted about 150 miles over the past 25 years due to changes in amounts of precipitation. Chapter 11 of our text talks about the uncertainty that comes with projecting the future changes in annual precipitation due to climate change in the US, but they do project with a high degree of certainty that periods of extreme wetness and dryness will be increasing in most areas. With this in mind, I have chosen to follow outside researchers' recommendations to find ways to prepare for long-term variations in regional climate patterns, specifically changes to precipitation and temperature. I think finding alternative methods of adapting to climate change is important, and the data collected will be valuable in the future. The other option I could have chosen is to wait 5 years to see if climate change has an impact on agriculture, but if significant changes do occur, this could be detrimental to farmers and result in crop losses and low yields, as well as a loss of income. Additionally, according to section 11.5 of our text, climate model simulations show that there will be further significant increases in the global average temperature through the end of this century. In this case, waiting around and putting off making changes will make climate change that much harder to adapt to in the future. Based off of my decision, I have received a grant to help these farmers prepare for long-term changes in climate patterns, and I'm presented with another two options. I can either recommend funding that supports adjusting planting times to adapt to climate change, or I can recommend collaborations between farmers and researchers to develop GMO crops. I have chosen to recommend the funding for adjusted planting times. There is some worry about if these plans fail, however, with any of the options, there is the potential for financial losses. My reasoning for not going with the GMO option is that while GMOs have many benefits, especially when it comes to adapting to climate change, they are risky, especially when it comes to the preservation of biodiversity. And the risk of unknown ecological consequences is not one I think should be taken lightly. All in all, I think implementing practices that allow us to adapt to our changing climate and aid in collecting data that will be useful in planning for the future is the best and safest way to go. Thank you.